So again, today's class is going to be going over Connect and the Referrals platform, and then we'll also be diving into Command afterwards just to kind of touch upon the Referrals platform there as well. Very similar to how Connect runs, but just so you guys have access to both platforms. So to start, I'm on access.kw.com, and I'm just going to log into my KW. So this is your MyKW platform. Some of you may not have utilized this as much, where Command is kind of more the dominant platform now. However, this is how you guys can access Connect. Think of Connect as a resource for you as an agent. There are going to be videos that I can show you guys today. I'm going to show you guys how to find all of the logos for your market center. And again, we'll be going over the referral platform. So this is a great tool to keep in mind just in case you guys get stuck on anything. So right when you guys have this page load, we're just going to hover over the Home button, and you'll see that it gives you a drop-down list, and we're going to be clicking on KWConnect. And it may take a second to load. I know they've been doing updates. Perfect. So once this page loads, the first thing that you guys should see is Pivot, Shift Ahead. So that's actually something new. This is brand new to KWConnect. It's still loading. Give it a second. So this is going to actually allow you to come into this platform right on the main page, and you'll actually be able to stream live once it loads. There should be perfect. So once it loads, you guys should have a video here that will stream live for you. It won't play automatically, which is great. However, you guys have access to this at all times. So if you guys are looking to join in, these are essentially, you have access to the Q&A, the polls. You have access to all of this just by going in through Command, or in through Connect, I apologize. So once we take a look at that, we can scroll down a little bit. Week at a glance, I know a lot of the classes have been adjusted with everything going on. However, you can also see some of the classes that will be posted by Keller Williams International. So on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, you should be able to see classes populating. Again, I know some things have fluctuated recently with everything going on. Scrolling down a little bit more, one of the great things about Connect is all of these classes, the Pivot, any classes that have been recorded previously, some webinars are recorded by offices, they're all posted here. So you guys have access to all of these recorded videos right at your fingertips. So once you scroll down and you see on-demand videos, you'll see personal, financial, and express management, lead generation, and conversation. These are going to pull up all videos and just resources that you guys have access to, just to kind of touch upon the surface. Maybe you guys are looking for some information on lead gen. You guys are hitting a wall, or you want some more insight just from peers or maybe other offices. They'll actually be able to provide that information for you with these recorded videos. Scrolling down a little bit more, we have resources. So these are going to be resources that you may be using either for in-house classes that your office is doing, or if they're doing them virtually now as well. You have access to all of the materials right here, which is important to have. So you have your skills for shift, you have pivot, you have all of the printouts that you guys have access to. It will essentially pull up the PDF file for you. That way you can either print it or save it right to your computer. You also have Shift, Pivot Power Session, and Client Communication Kit. So if you guys need any of these resources, or if you're looking to maybe start diving into them, this is where you guys can access them right from home. Scrolling down a little bit more, we have Pivot Partners. So we have the KW Maps Coaching. You guys can click Learn More and also sign up for coaching through here. And right now they're doing 31 days free. So if you guys are interested in that, definitely recommend checking that out. We also have Command Your Business. This is just going to go over essentially how to implement your business using the new Command platform. So if you're a newer agent, or even if you're a veteran agent and you've been with KW for an extended period and just haven't had a chance to really dabble with Command yet, this is just going to kind of show you how you can start implementing your business in the Command platform without overwhelming you. Scrolling down a little bit more, we have the Mortgage Insider. That's going to give you some information on Keller Mortgage, updates, how to make sure that you're implementing that in your marketing materials. As a Keller Williams agent, you guys have access to all of their marketing materials as well. This is just going to show you kind of how to make sure that you're using it to the best of your ability. Scrolling down a little bit more, we have talked to your clients about making every dollar count. This is just going to go over some tips on making sure that, again, you're just addressing your clients. You have all of the materials that you guys need, and it's just going to show you how to address the scripts that are available to you by Keller Williams. Make sure that you're using the marketing materials that are available to you. Just kind of covers all of that. So when it comes to actually meeting with your clients and sitting down face-to-face or sending them any information, it will kind of outline it for you here. That way you have access to just make sure you're using, again, everything to the best of your ability. Down at the bottom, you'll have related articles. As of right now, there's nothing populating here. However, as new articles come on to the Command or the Connect platform, you'll see them populate right at the bottom of the page. It doesn't look like anything's been posted yet this week. So all of this is just the main page of Connect. This is without even logging in. You guys have access to all of these tools. So what I do want to do before going further is making sure that you guys are logged into Connect. That way you'll be able to follow along accordingly. So in the top right-hand corner, if you don't see your picture, or essentially when you hover over this little circle, you're seeing sign in, make sure that you're signing in to the Connect platform. It's the exact same username and password as your MyKW platform, but just make sure that it's essentially linked up. If you are signed in, when you hover over this circle, you should have this drop-down list. Essentially, log out will be an option. So I'll give you guys a second just to make sure that you're logged in. Okay. So now that you guys are logged in, we're going to start with membership. So we're essentially just going to work our way down the toolbar just to kind of go over some of the basics. Obviously, there's so much information in Connect, so we're going to touch upon as much as possible. Again, if you guys have any questions, just address them in the chat, and I can go over them right at the end of class, so no problem. So again, to start, we're going to hover over memberships, and we're just going to click on Explore Memberships just to see what the KW platform has available to you guys. So once you guys click on that, you should have the 4 available memberships from Keller Williams International. You have the KW Luxury, you have KW Commercial, Young Professionals, and KW Land. So these platforms are essentially just going to give you access to those tools in order to give you access to, for example, commercial. That gives you access to the commercial MLS. It gives you access to essentially their logo. You can use their KW commercial logo. It gives you access to a specific email as well. That being said, you have luxury as well. You have the luxury logo. It gives you access to promote your listings on the KW luxury website, young professionals, and then land. Exact same thing. If you are a commercial real estate agent and you've recently joined Keller Williams, or maybe you're a luxury agent and you're interested in these, definitely come back here and just come in here. You can click on the link. What it's going to do is it's going to outline what that membership is going to give you as a Keller Williams agent, but it's also going to go over how you can sign up for it. So you would actually sign up directly through Keller Williams International, and then you would essentially gain access to the tools that are available to you. And they'll give you some more information as well. Also, if you do end up signing up and you're maybe lost in regards to navigating what is given to you, if you have questions, by all means, contact us. We can always make sure that it's populating correctly. We can help you set up your new email, make sure that the logo is implemented properly for you. So that's not that's something that we can definitely assist with. So that's not an issue for us at all. But if you guys are interested in any of these memberships, or if you are practicing commercial real estate, maybe more so than residential, definitely check this out. It's just going to give you access to all of those commercial tools. The next tab is going to be calendar. So we're just going to click on calendar. Calendar is going to be one of the tabs that you definitely want to make sure that you are logged in for. If you're not logged in when you click on calendar, you tend to get every class in the United States populating on your calendar. Once you're logged in, it will actually let you narrow down so you're only seeing your specific office, so it's less overwhelming. So once you guys have this page pulled up, all you're going to have to do in order to make sure that you're pulling your market center specifically is if you click on Advanced Filter right here. Once this pops down, it will give you this little drop down. You'll see that you have access to pull KWRI Learning Center, my entire region, all regional events, and then my market center is highlighted right now. And then we have all market center events and then commercial. The beauty of this is when you essentially click on Advanced Filter, it's also going to show you what color your classes are going to be. So I know that everything in my market center is going to populate as a red class, meaning if you have multiple selected, it will still designate essentially where they're populating from. So now that I have my market center selected, I do have all events still selected, and then I have class. You guys can select everything if you're looking for an ALC meeting, leadership consultation, live stream, other. If you're looking to pull up everything, you can highlight everything, or in-person and online event. And then you can just click on Apply Filter, and you'll see all of your updates populate on your calendar. That being said, you can also search based on course name. The only thing with searching based on course name is it does pull up every market center. It will actually auto-adjust. So if you guys are looking for like an Ignite class, it's going to pull up Ignite classes all over the United States. So you can put in a time zone. Let's try pulling this out. Let's see, Ignite. Let's see if it will let me search Ignite. So it will pull them up all over the place. So you'll see a list coming up right now. So I'm pulling up Houston Clear Lake, Overland Park, North Central Washington. So I can try narrowing it down, and let's put in Sarasota, Florida. It looks like none of them have classes right now. So if your office is teaching Ignite, or better yet, if you're looking for an Ignite class in your market center, if you type in your city and state, it will populate them for you. Obviously, right now, again, with everything going on, classes have been adjusted a little bit. A lot of them are doing Zoom calls. So if that's the case, by coming in here and just clicking on calendar and pulling up all of your calendar events for your market center, you should be able to see those Zoom calls populating as well. If your office is also not sending them out via email, once you come into Connect, you click on calendar, you have your advanced filter, make sure you're only pulling your market center. Everybody's will actually be this red color, so that won't change. So if you're looking for your market center Zoom calls, interactive classes, whatever it may be, here they are. If your office does require you to sign up, which I know some market centers do, if you actually come into your calendar, and then let's take a class that hasn't happened yet. Scroll down a little bit. And I'm just going to click on New Agent Training. So I'm just going to click on the class that I want to sign up for. Once this populates, you'll see right on the right-hand side, you can click Register Now. That's just going to allow you to essentially sign up for that class, especially if there's limited seating, or if it's going to be taught in, like, if you guys have multiple training rooms and it's going to be taught in a smaller training room, definitely make sure that you're registering just to kind of lock your spot in. Also to give your office a heads up as to how many people are going to be attending. So if your office does require you to register, you just have to go into calendar, click on your class, and then you'll see Register Now right on the right-hand side. This is also great for you guys because you also have access to export to Google Calendar or iCalendar. That will actually allow you to add this class and this class alone to your calendar. So if you currently have your entire Market Center calendar, I know some agents don't want the entire Market Center calendar on their Google Calendar, you can come into Connect and add only the events that may apply to you. So if you guys are looking to attend maybe 3 or 4 classes that month, you can come in here, add them to your calendar just so you have that reminder. Go back. Scrolling down a little bit more right underneath my calendar. And again, if you guys followed along, if you just click back on the calendar icon, it will bring you right back to this page. Once you guys have that calendar, again, if we scroll down a little bit, we're just going to look at upcoming courses. So these upcoming courses are going to pull, essentially right now they're only going to pull office courses, but if you have it set to all market centers or your region, you can pull courses all over the place. So especially if you're looking for maybe Bold, say you're trying to join Bold or you're trying to see when it will be available in your area, you can come back up to your advanced filters and you can either just type in Bold and maybe just a state, or you can either come in and do advanced filters and do my region and search through and see when you can attend the Bolds that's going to be available in your region, because I know they rotate. So anything you guys are looking for as far as classes go, trainings, one-on-ones, whatever it may be, if that's scheduled on the office calendar, this is where you guys are going to be able to find it. The next tab we're going to go over is resources. As you can see, there are a ton of resources for you guys on the Connect platform. You have Connect Live, which is going to pull up live webinars that are available to you guys through Keller Williams International. Then you're also going to have Pivot, Shift Ahead. That's what we were looking at originally. It's also available right on the Connect dashboard. You have Welcome New Associates. If you're a new agent, you can go in here. It's just going to go over essentially what you have access to as a Keller Williams agent, and it's going to go over some of the new platforms that are available as well. Again, Command is relatively new. It's always growing. It's always updating. So if you guys have questions, this is a great place to access as well. You have Culture and Red Day. This is just going to go over the KW Culture, and then Red Day, what it has to offer, what they did last year. It has some articles. That way, if you guys are interested in learning a little bit more. Events, Industry, Keller Mortgage. Keller Mortgage, again, that's where you guys can find some great marketing materials for Keller Mortgage. So if you guys are looking for maybe logos or marketing materials specific to Keller Mortgage, great place to find them is going to be here. KWU. KW University or Keller Williams University, another training tool. So it's going to give you access to videos, scripts, documents. You'll have access to all of that, which will actually be going into that as well. MAPS coaching, if you guys are not already a part of MAPS coaching, maybe you have some questions, you want to see some bullet points in regards to what it may involve, this is going to be a great place to get that resource. Marketing, which we will be going into as well. This is where we can actually find all logos. Market Center Leadership, you guys may not have this if you're coded as an agent, so don't panic. Keller Cloud Products we will be going into as well. This is going to break down all of the platforms that you're given by Keller Williams, which is phenomenal, breaks everything down, makes it a little bit easier to swallow because there are so many new things. Leverage, Profit Share, and Vendor Search. So as far as leverage and vendor search, my recommendation is when you guys have a minute, go in there, check it out. Vendor search is going to go over essentially the KW approved vendors as well. So if your office has somebody who they may specifically work with, that may not be covered. These are more so KWRI that are going to populate there. Profit share, if you guys are questioning how profit share works, or if you guys maybe that wasn't explained fully when you guys joined Keller Williams, by all means, under the Resources tab, Profit Share, it will break it down for you so you guys can see how that works. So now what I want to jump into is I'm just going to click on KWU. That way you guys can see what this format actually looks like or what this page looks like. So this may look familiar as this was once the original dashboard for Connect. So what this is it's going to allow you, again, access to essentially training resources. Think of it as almost like online training, especially with being at home, this is going to give you access to courses. You have Ignite materials, Ignite Lab 2.0. You have Market Center Command course materials, Leverage series. All of this is available to you guys, and you can essentially click on it. It's going to pull up the course materials, so maybe if they're not teaching it currently in your market center, or maybe they've put a halt on classes for right now, you still have access to these training materials. So you can actually read through them, or if you took the class previously and you were questioning something, you have access to all of this right under Connect. And they're all PDF formats, so you can download them. They're compatible with any computer. So by all means, if you guys are questioning any of the classes that you may have taken, maybe you don't have your materials anymore, come right into Connect, and you guys can go under Resources, KWU, and that will give you access to all of this. You have guides and checklists, lunch and learns, leadership curriculum, especially if you're new to leadership, KW on demand. You guys have access to all of this. So this is where you can find all of your course materials. Scrolling up back to resources, one of the things that I definitely want to touch upon is going to be marketing. So if you hover over resources, we're going to be clicking on marketing. This is going to be a great tool if you are either creating a custom website. You're going to have access to all of the colors that Keller Williams International uses. You're going to have access to listing presentation template. There's also one in Command. This is just another option. KW Red Label. You have press release templates out front. How to navigate social media if you're brand new to Keller Williams, or better yet, brand new to maybe the more tech side of marketing, and you guys have questions on social media, how to manage that. This is a great tool. It's just going to break it down for you so you can see what's available. Leadership resources, again, you guys may not have that if you're not set up as leadership, so if you are coded as an agent, this might not be there. Scrolling back up, I want to dive into logos and branding just so you guys can see exactly what you have available to you. So I'm still on the marketing tab, and I'm just going to click on logos and branding. The first thing that you guys are going to see is access the KW Identity and Style Guide. So you'll notice it's clickable, and when you click on it, what it's going to do is actually bring up a PDF, again, of all the colors that Keller Williams International uses. It's going to have some compliance rules, what's allowed, what KW frowns upon. It's going to break all of that down for you. So this is a great tool if you are creating maybe signs and you're trying to create something from scratch. Maybe you're not using like a templated sign that your office has. If you are doing custom business cards, or you're having someone build a website, anything along those lines, I would recommend coming in here, taking a look at the Identity and Style Guide. It's just going to make sure that you're within those compliance guidelines that Keller Williams has. On top of that, it's going to give you just some information if you're looking to match it to the Keller Williams brand as much as possible. It's going to give you all of that information. So this is a great thing to keep in mind. A lot of agents download it and just keep it on their computer just in case they have a question. Scrolling down a little bit more, this is just going to go over essentially what the guide is going to go over. So onboarding guide, KW identity style guide, ownership statement, and primary logo connection. You guys can click on all of these and it's going to pull up the information for you, break it down a little bit more. The logo connection is one of the most important things because I feel like we get that question a lot from agents, whether they're looking for maybe their office's specific logo, or maybe the office gave them a logo and it has a white background and it doesn't look correct on maybe whatever material they're trying to add it to. This is going to give you access to every possible option of a Keller Williams logo. So when you guys scroll down a little bit, you're going to see Market Center logos, and then you'll see this is just the dummy logo. It's the example logo. Right underneath that, you have a small search section. You can actually come in here and type in your Market Center number or your Market Center name. If you guys don't know your Market Center number, I'll show you guys where that is really quick. So when we logged in earlier, access.kw.com, plugged in our login information, right smack at the top of this page, you have your Market Center. So it's going to say Market Center, Little Rock, number 594. So our Market Center number is 594. So if you guys are ever questioning what Market Center number you are, that is where you can find it, as that's actually also the password. If you guys ever need to navigate anything on our website, it will ask you for a password. It's your Market Center number, just so you guys have that. So once I have my Market Center number, I can just type it in, and it will pull up whether or not I have an office logo specific to my office. They do not. So let me remove the 4. We have a bunch here. So if you guys are with, say, 1059 Integrity, all you would have to do is click on Download. It will download an entire zip file for you with various logos. You guys are going to have the PNG with no background, essentially the red with the black writing. It will also give you a white PNG, a black PNG, a grayscale PNG, a red with black writing, a red with gray writing. It's going to give you everything, and it will also give you all the same as JPEGs. So if you don't want them with a background, that is how you guys have access to the KW logo. Now, say you come in here, you type in your office number, and you don't have a specific office logo. No problem. That just means that your office tends to use the primary logo. Completely fine. You still have access to all of those formats just by scrolling down a little bit. So you'll see your primary logos. It will actually give you kind of an idea. Reverse full color, grayscale, one color black solid, reverse white, reverse gray, and it's letting you know essentially what format that logo is going to be in. If you notice that your office tends to use the Keller Williams with the Realty underneath, you have access to those as well. Same thing, all the different color schemes available. Informal. These are logos that people tend to use either on their mobile app, or if you're just looking for a smaller logo, maybe for your email signature or anything, any marketing material, maybe a postcard or a business card, you just want something small. You guys have access to these as well. Informal, you have the regular Keller Williams. And last but not least, we have the KW number 1. So we are KW number 1 and then KW number 1. Again, you guys have access to this in full color and also reversed with no background. So this is something, again, we get this question all the time. Do you guys have access to my office logo, or does my office have a logo? I need it in a different format. This is where you guys can find that information. So I'm going to scroll all the way back up to the top. Now hover on resources once more, and I'm just going to click on Keller Cloud Products just to, again, show you guys what's available there. There's a lot of information under this section. So again, I'm on resources, hovering, and I'm going to click on Keller Cloud Products. Once this page loads, you're going to notice that you have your My KW platform, KW email, KWLS, eEdge. All of these sections are going to break down those individual platforms. As Keller Williams agents, you guys have so many tools right at your fingertips. This is going to help you break them down, essentially what each platform is good for, what each platform is going to cover, what it's going to give you access to. That way you can kind of take them in small doses. So My KW is what we were using today in order to access Connect. Then you have your KW email. If you opted out of using your KW email and you're using a personal email instead, completely fine. KWLS. KWLS is where all of your listings are going to essentially be captured by the MLS and then syndicated out to third-party platforms. So like Zillow, Trulia, that's how that essentially feeds out. If you guys are questioning how that happens, come in here and click on KWLS. It will break down how to make sure that your listings are syndicating out properly, and it will also give you a more extensive list as to where those listings are going. You have eEdge, listing and productivity tools, Google Apps, CGI calculator, profit share, security, CloudMore. This is for market centers. If you guys don't have that, don't panic. Command MC, same thing. That's for market center staff. And then market center sites, also for market center staff. But you also have here, which is going to break it down for you. If you guys have not had a chance yet to dabble with Command, which I know a lot of agents have not had a chance to really dive in, This command is actually going to break down, again, what's live, what's up and running, what's to come. So if you guys are questioning what's available yet or so far, come in here. Again, it was under Resources, Keller Cloud Products, and you guys can just dabble with these. So command, this is going to go over the new consumer app that was just launched. You have Kelly, which is your personal app. It's essentially a mirror of command, but on your phone, which is a great tool because agents are always on the run. Then you have Connect. Again, this is just going to kind of go over what we're going over today. Agent sites, which are your new command websites. If you guys haven't had a chance to set those up yet, definitely take a look at this. It's just going to go over what's available so far. And then training. So if you guys are you come in here, you take a look, and you think, all right, I want to learn a little bit more about command. I want to learn a little bit more about transactions or DocuSign. You guys can come in here and click on training, and it's going to allow you to actually search for those specific items. So this is just a great tool to keep in mind. Again, it's just another learning tool. If you guys get stuck or if it's on a weekend, especially with offices not fully functional at the moment, this is a great tool. So I'm going to scroll back up to the top. Now we're going to go into Ask Agents. The beauty of Ask Agents is it is exactly what it sounds like. It's going to be a platform that actually allows you to ask your peers questions, whether they're agents or offices. You can essentially post it right on this board, and it will allow other agents to reply. So if you're having a question, maybe you're struggling with a transaction and you have a question on either lead gen or you have a question on a process, marketing, a recommendation for something, you guys can come in here and actually communicate with your peers across the globe and get response back from them. So if you guys are looking to ask a question, right on the right-hand side, you guys can type that in and click Ask a Question, and that will post it to the board for you. Or maybe you just want to come in here and think, okay, what is everybody else talking about? You can come in here, you can take a look at the other things that may have been posted. These are all relatively new. It looks like they're from today and tomorrow, so there hasn't been responses yet, but you can come in here and click on Most Active. And that's going to pull up ones that essentially already have replies to. So how can I take one more listing per month? Some recommendations, you have 20 answers waiting here. 0 to 60 as a new agent, 13 answers here. So you guys can come in here, maybe just dabble through. Most Active is going to pull up ones that are recently getting either replies or ones that have a substantial amount of answers. So if you guys come in here and you know, hey, you know what, this looks great, I want to come back to this, you guys can actually come in and favorite it. By hovering over these 3 little dots, you can click on Favorite, and it will populate under My Favorites. So if you're just kind of dabbling through this right now during class, maybe there's a few that you're seeing instantly, you want to go back and see, hover over those 3 dots, click on Favorite. Later on today when you come back, they'll be waiting for you right under My Favorites. Then if you guys do ask a question yourself, it will actually show up under My Posts. That way you don't have to come in here and try and hunt it down. You'll be able to click on My Posts and see all of your answers and replies. Scrolling down, you'll see on the right-hand side, went too far, we have Q&A Leaderboard. You guys actually have access to ask the Q&A Leaderboard specific questions if you guys are stuck on something or if you're just looking for feedback, an opinion, whatever it may be. So this Ask Agent section, I feel like a lot of agents don't realize it exists. That being said, it's a great tool just to kind of get a question out there, especially, again, with offices running the way that they are right now. Not all of them are open. This is just a great tool to come in, get some advice from your peers, or possibly even just piggyback off of one that's already out there. If you're looking to take one more listing a month, maybe you're in the same situation, or you're looking for cold calling scripts. So you guys have access to all of this just by clicking on Ask Agents. Then we're going to jump into the technology tool. So technology, you're going to see Tech-Enabled Agent, Command Your Business, Compliance and More, and then Leadership Tech Guide you guys should not have access to if you're coded as an agent. Compliance and More is going to go over the compliance aspects that Keller Williams International provides, so that's definitely something, if you are unfamiliar with it, to dive into. My recommendation would be to take a look. Command Your Business is going to go over, again, how to actually implement your business into Command. It's just another access point. And then you have Tech-Enabled Agent. Tech-Enabled Agent is going to go over the same stuff that we went over previously, Keller Cloud products, but I'll click on it just so you guys can see the layout. It's a little bit different. So once I hover over technology, click on Tech-Enabled Agent, you'll see, hi Scott, or you'll see your name, but hi agent, what are you looking to do today? And you have all of these clickable options. So I'm ready to use command, what do I do? Pretty straightforward. You would essentially just click on whichever one applies to you. Maybe you're looking for additional resources on something specific, and you can just click on it. It's going to pull up training access points for you. Same thing down here, future-proof your business with command. It's the same idea as command your business. It's going to go over how to implement your real estate business, your database, your marketing with the command platform. Same thing, scrolling down a little bit, I want to command my database. It's going to go over contacts and smart plans. Maybe you want to narrow it down a little bit rather than just jumping right into command overall. If you're looking to get your database going first, this is going to show you how to implement your contacts, set up smart plans, automated emails, transactions. Going to show you how to use DocuSign. It's going to show you how to make sure you're following that pipeline properly. Marketing materials, you guys have a ton of marketing options on command. This is just going to kind of scrape at the top. So designs, campaigns, how to make sure your website's set up, referrals, which is what we're about to go over, goals and tasks. We also teach a class on that. And then Command My Consumer Experience. That's the new mobile app that just launched in February. If you guys haven't had a chance to play around with it yet, this is a great start. Scrolling down a little bit more, it's just going to break those down for you. So it's going over the new app. You guys have access to set up your app, find training, learn more about it. Again, if you guys haven't dabbled with it yet, this is a great resource. It's just going to show you what's available. It is still going through updates. Just keep that in mind. So it's going to go over essentially what's already launched, and then if you guys have questions or concerns, you can always reach out to us as well. Last but not least, we have our quick video training, which is just going to pull up some of the videos that have been launched by Keller Williams International specifically. So 3 simple steps to start using command, contacts, manage opportunities like a pro. These are provided to you by Keller Williams International. So again, if you guys get stuck, definitely a great resource. Come here, take a look, because chances are there's going to be a quick video that will go over exactly what you're looking for. Again, especially with the offices closed, if this comes up on a weekend, this will just kind of help you navigate that platform so you're not stuck. Let's scroll back up to the top. I'm going to skip over referrals, and I'm just going to hit upon growth really quick. That way we can actually go over the entire referrals platform. So growth, you have your growth initiative, growth resources, leadership opportunities you guys shouldn't have access to, but expansion. If you guys are an expansion agent, say you're working in multiple market centers, if you spend half your time in one place for the year, half your time in another place, you guys are working with multiple market centers, or if you have a mega team that you maybe branched out and now have a smaller team in another location, the expansion information is phenomenal. It's going to break down the best practices in order to make that work. So again, expansion, if you guys are working with multiple market centers, you guys have a team in multiple market centers, the expansion platform is just going to go over the best way to run your business in multiple locations. So it's a great tool. Growth resources and growth initiative are now more so set up under the command platform. We do have a class that goes over goals. It's actually not next Wednesday, following Wednesday. But if you guys have questions on setting up your goals, we can definitely help you guys do that. We can go over it. We have the class for you guys. This is just going to go over what setting up your goals is going to do for you as an agent. So this is more so the overview. The actual setting up of the goals is now through command. So now I just want to jump into referrals just to show you guys the basics, how to send a referral, receive a referral, make sure you're tracking it, how to find an agent, just a basic overview. So if you guys are still following along, we're just going to click on the referrals tab. And this might take a second to load. Give it a second. Okay. So the first thing that you guys should be seeing when you first log in is you have My Referrals. We are not active real estate agents or licensed real estate agents, so that being said, we don't have any current referrals here. If you guys have already submitted a referral, or maybe you have one in the pipeline already, you've accepted one, whatever it may be, it should be populating here. The beauty of this is it will also populate in Command, which we'll be going over after. They're essentially mirroring each other. So any update that's done here will feed to Command. Any update done in Command will also feed here. So don't panic if you have been navigating it through one platform rather than the other. But the first thing you guys should see is you essentially have awaiting response. You have inbound and outbound. Awaiting response is going to be a referral that you either are submitted or somebody has submitted to you and they're just waiting on it. These would be accepted referrals. So if you have one inbound that you've accepted or outbound that you've accepted, you should have a number here, as long as it was submitted through the referral platform. If you have an agent that is a friend elsewhere and they gave you a referral, it may not be populating here if they did not use this platform, so don't panic. So secondly, once you guys scroll down a little bit, you should see Referral Network. These are all agents that are just in our referral network. That being said, they're agents that maybe they were met at family reunion, agents that we've worked with previously, maybe they had a referral for us and they opted to use us, whatever it may be. These are just people that you've essentially added to your referral network. Think of it as like a quick chat option. So they're essentially just saved. That way you have easy access to contact them anytime you have a referral for them. The beauty of this is if you guys have people here, you can actually click on first one, second one, whoever it may be, and you'll see their information populating here. You have their name, you have whatever team they're on, where they're out of, their bio, their phone, their email, private notes. So for example, maybe you met an agent at family reunion and you want to make a mental note for that. You met them, you thought they'd be great to work with John Smith, your buyer who's going to be moving out there. You can put that little note in here. That will just allow you to kind of keep track of who that person is, maybe why you added them to your referral network. It also pulls their statistics, so it has all of that here for you, and then referral statistics. That is coming soon. It is something that is actually being launched within Command as well. It's just not yet available. If you guys want to send this person a referral, say they're already in your referral network, you can click on Send Referral, and it will pull up your referral box. Pretty straightforward, buyer, seller, renter, whatever you want the referral fee to be. Acceptance deadline, this is going to be important. We're going to go over that in a couple minutes as well. You can set it to be 24 hours. You can drag it and give them 96, or you can set it to something low and actually make it, say you need an answer by the end of business today, you can set it to a 3-hour referral acceptance, meaning that if this agent doesn't accept it within 3 hours, you can actually give it to somebody else. Scrolling down a little bit more, you have price minimum, price maximum, client first and last name, where they're looking to buy, general idea, client email and phone number, and then transaction time frame. And then you can let them know whether or not they're pre-approved. Transaction time frame, pretty straightforward, 1 through 6 or custom. And then any notes that you may have. This agent will not have access to contact information until they accept the referral. So if you provide their contact information for the client and you send it over and the person doesn't accept it, they will not see the contact information. I know that's a common question that we tend to get. Once you guys get to that point, you can then click on Send Referral and it will be sent over to this agent immediately. So say you guys do not have an agent in mind. Say you guys have a referral for a certain area and you don't have anybody in your network. You can actually click on Grow My Network, and this will give you access to an interactive map. That way you can find agents all over the United States. So once you guys come in here, I'm just going to type in my zip code. Let's do Bradenton, Florida, just to narrow it down a little bit. So once this comes up, click on zoom in. It does take a second to load, so if you guys are following along, just give it 1 second, because it pulls up, you'll see a lot of dots. All of these dots essentially reference a transaction that was closed in that location. So if you guys are looking for, say, somebody who maybe covers a certain area, or you know that a client is looking to get into a certain building or a certain neighborhood, or better yet, even with a listing, they're looking to list a house and it's in a certain neighborhood, maybe you want to make sure that they've handled that specific area before, you can zoom in or out accordingly, and then it will give you all of your agents on the right-hand side. You can also sort based on production. You can sort based on closed units. Say you want this person to maybe already have 3 closed units under their belt. You can also come in here and you can update, at least you want listings sold, you want at least 2 listings sold. Click on filter and it will pull them up for you. So that's out of just this little area, just these dots, it pulls up my 4 agents. So this just kind of helps you guys narrow it down a little bit. One of the things that you can also keep in mind, say you pull up 4 agents and you say, you know what, they all look great. You click on their profiles, you pull up their information, they're all pretty parallel, and you say, you know, I don't know who to pick, I'm just going to send out a referral broadcast. You guys can actually click on broadcast referral. It will allow you to give an acceptance deadline, just like before, set your referral fee, decide whether it's a buyer, seller, or renter, price minimum, maximum, and then the contact information. And then you can come down here and click send referral. What this is going to do is it's actually going to send the referral to all of these agents at the same time. And then essentially whoever accepts it first gets the referral. So that's something to keep in mind, because we're going to go over your Connect profile just so you guys can make sure that that's set up. One of the questions is going to be, do you want to be notified essentially in real time when something comes through? That would mean that, for example, if we sent a referral out right now and say 3 of these agents have it set so they only get reminders once a week, they wouldn't see that referral. But say one of them has it set so they get it sent in real time, they would actually get an alert saying, hey, so-and-so sent you a referral, would you like to accept this? So that's something just to keep in mind. So that's how you guys can essentially search for an agent. You guys can send out a broadcast referral. You can sort here as well. Say you want to go alphabetically. This is just going to pull the agents that are actually available. But this is how you guys can navigate and essentially just decide who you want to send that referral out to. You can also click on the little invite, and that will invite them to your network. So that way going forward, when you go into the My Referrals tab, they'll be right on that main dashboard in your network for you. Again, that will also populate on command. They'll mirror each other for you, so you don't have to do it on both platforms. So the last thing I want to touch upon is your profile. We want to make sure that that's actually set up so all of your information will feed. Just like these agents, when you pull up their information, it has their contact information. Some of them will have bios. So you want to make sure that your information is set up. That way, if someone's looking for an agent and your profile pops up, all of your information is readily available to that agent. So we're just going to click on KWConnect just to get out of referrals. Just clicking on the KWConnect icon. Once you guys do that, top right-hand corner, you should still have your little circle. And we're just going to click on My Profile. And it is taking a second to load. I apologize. So our profile has been set up. Obviously, we have a custom background. We've added our image. We have our picture. We have our bio. When I click on Show More, has all of our bio information here. Then we have some of our sales populating, and then we're a member of KW Commercial, and it also gives our service areas. So all of that is essentially populating right now. So for this, in order to make any edits, say you haven't set this up yet, all we're going to do is right next to our name, we're going to click on Edit My Profile. Once this page loads, you're going to see the first option is going to be Upload Photo. That's just going to be the headshot populating. And what I can do, I'll keep the profile up. That way I can show you guys what we're updating as it's updating. So that's going to be your specific headshot. So the first photo option will be your headshot. Second one is the banner. So our banner is just a picture that's populating in the background. As you can see, we've added something for Scott Leroy Marketing. This, if you are updating your banner, one thing you do want to keep in mind, the dimensions are very specific. So the required dimensions are going to be 1920 pixels by 313. If you go to import a picture that is not essentially that exact size, you usually get an error. If it does allow you to add it and it is not that size, it tends to mush the picture. So just keep that in mind. And obviously, if you guys get stuck, by all means, shoot the picture over to us in an email with your login information, and we can resize it for you. Just make sure that you mention you need that picture resized for the KWConnect banner, just so we know what dimensions that picture needs to be set to. Scrolling down a little bit more, pretty basic. It's all your contact information. You want to make sure that your email is correct because that's where these referrals are going to be pointed to. You want to make sure your phone number is correct. We have our phone number is the same for both because our mobile number is essentially our primary. If you're in the same situation, same thing. Make sure your mobile number is duplicated. Service area, we have our 3 service areas. I've seen agents do this by zip code, do it by city, do it by neighborhood, whatever you guys are comfortable with, whatever your normal service area would include, you can just copy and paste that right in here. Just make sure that they're separated with commas or it makes it one massive service area. Scrolling down a little bit more, you have your bio. The beauty of this bio is it is specific to Connect. So in other words, the only place this bio is going to feed to is Connect. So if you want to make it a little bit more personal, go over anything specific that other agents you may want them to know if they're placing a referral with you, by all means, you can update this. This isn't something that is going to feed to clients. It is going to specifically post on your Connect profile, which is only accessible by other Keller Williams agents and staff. Scrolling down a little bit more, we have social media. We have your Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and LinkedIn. You do want to make sure that they're hyperlinked, meaning that they're starting with HTTP or HTTPS. It actually won't let you save these without that information. So make sure you just go to your URL. You can just copy it just by highlighting it, copy it, and then paste it right in here, just to make sure that you guys have the right one. Scrolling down a little bit more, we have custom tags. Maybe you handle foreclosure specifically, you do commercial, you handle first-time home buyers, whatever it may be, any tags that you think would be specific to you as an agent, feel free to come in here and add those in as custom tags. Just going to make you a little bit more searchable when it comes to finding an agent on that search platform. Primary market center. Again, if you guys are an expansion agent or you're working with multiple market centers, make sure that your primary is selected. So for example, we're with 2, so we just have Atlanta selected. If Little Rock was our primary market center, that's where we're doing most of our business out of, we would want to make sure that Little Rock is selected. So this is the email frequency that I was mentioning earlier in regards to getting that alert. So the alert is actually going to be through here, email frequency. You'll see send me a notification for each update, send me a daily summary, meaning that you'll only get an email once a day, or send me a weekly summary, meaning that once a week you'll get an email, essentially just with a summary, what's going on in Connect, if anybody's added you to their network, if anybody's sent over a referral, that will essentially be how you would access it, is once a week. So for this one, this is the one I was recommending. If you are planning on using the referral platform, having that set to send me a notification for each update is going to allow you to get a notification anytime someone sends you a referral. It's going to essentially ping you. That way you get notification immediately. Scrolling down a little bit more, we have profile display options. These profile display options, so all of your statistics, for example, your closed units, buy sales, time with Keller Williams, lease closed units, all of the ones that are essentially coordinating with numbers, that is only through Keller Williams, meaning that unfortunately if you came from another brokerage, maybe you have 5 or 6 closings under your belt, those would unfortunately not populate. This is only going to pull information from Keller Williams specifically. If you're an agent that maybe recently transferred, those numbers should stay with you and should still be available. As long as you're transferring from one Keller Williams office to another Keller Williams office, that will still remain available for you. You guys also have access to show your team, maybe memberships if you guys joined commercial, luxury, land, young professionals. You guys can click this and it will highlight that for you. Specializations, you can add those as well. Languages that you speak, listings sold, units, closed. You guys have access to have all of this populate on your profile. So again, that's going to be when a agent is looking to refer something to you, when they click on you, if you're an option for them, it will pull up all of this information. If you guys have made any edits, make sure that you're clicking update. There's also an update button at the top. They do the exact same thing. So as long as you click one of them, you're all set. So I'll click on update. You'll get your little gray blurb saying changes successfully saved. And now we can go back onto our circle and click my profile. That way we can make sure all of these updates are populating for you. Any changes that you've made should be populating now. Your full bio should be there. If you guys decided to add any of these, leases sold, years with KW, all of that information should be coming up on your profile now. And again, this information is only going to be available other agents with Keller Williams or KW staff. Nobody else will have access to this. This is only the KW referral platform. So last but not least, I just want to show you guys where the referral platform is on Command, just so if you guys are already dabbling with Command, you don't have to be jumping back and forth between two platforms. The referral platform on Command, very similar. It's just another place to access the exact same information, and it's only the referrals. It's not the entire Connect section. So let me pull this up really quick. And if you guys are trying to log into Command, it's agent.kw.com. I know this one says console, but agent.kw.com will bring you to Command. Hopefully that's right. Perfect. I'm going to accept cookies. Okay, so once I have this page up, all I'm going to click on is my little referrals icon on the left-hand side. And I know they've been running updates on Command a lot this week, so if it's running a little bit slow, just give it a second to refresh and you guys should be all set. So right when I click on that, this should look very familiar. This essentially is a very similar dashboard to what we were just on the Connect platform. You guys have your pending invites populating, your pending referrals, your received, and your sent. So exact same numbers, whatever numbers you guys had on Connect should be populating right here as well. You have your new referral button if you're starting from scratch. You have your all my people. This is the exact same agent we were looking at previously. All of her specs, her contact information. I can still create my private note. I still have all of her statistics. Referral statistics are still coming soon. And then you guys can come right in here and you can still send a referral. Exact same thing, different colors. It's essentially just the Command teal instead of the KW red. You have the agent's name. You can select what type of referral this is. This one actually also gives you a landlord one rather than just a renter. Then you have your referral fee, exact same idea, drag and drop. You can drag it along and see what your acceptance deadline will be. Price minimum, price maximum, any notes that you guys have. You can actually select your contact from your Command database, which is pretty cool. Or you can create a new contact and just add their contact information right below. You can let them know if they're pre-approved or pre-qualified, client's address, client's desired location, and then phone number, email, and transaction timeline. Then what would happen is if you're adding a new contact, it's actually going to allow you, I don't know if you guys can see that with the way this is set up, it's actually going to allow you to see add contact and send referral. What that's going to do is it's actually going to add this person right into your database for you. That way it's going to make it easier for you to actually track that transaction. So say you're sending John Smith over to somebody in Hawaii. Once they're actually communicating, you guys can communicate back and forth, and you'll have access to add notes into that timeline, so you can also track it on your own. And they'll actually be a part of your database, so you can touch base with them, check in, make sure everything's all set, if they need anything, whatever it may be. I'm just going to X out of that. Then you also have Grow My Network. Same thing we were just in, so I'm just going to click on that so you guys can see the layout of that. Exact same thing as Map 2. You'll notice we're kind of toggling across these tabs. I'll click Allow Access. That way it just zones me into where I am. Oh, still type it in. All right, so I'm going to put in Bradenton, Florida. Give it a second to locate. And you'll notice Command gives you a little bit more kind of a precise reading. So once you guys pull this up, rather than seeing a bunch of dots, it actually gives you numbers, which is great. But one of the cool things that I love about using the Command Referral platform, pull this up, I'll give it a second to load. Once you guys zoom in on a more specific area, so say you have somebody with a listing, and you know that they're looking for somebody that maybe has dealt with that neighborhood before, maybe it is an HOA and they have specific guidelines and you want to make sure that the agent knows, you can zoom in on specific neighborhoods. Let's wait until these agents pop up. So I have these two listings right here. These should be, I think, the only two that are popping up right now. You can actually hover over the dot, and it will tell you whose transaction it is. That's something that Connect does not do yet. So as far as, say, for example, this is the neighborhood, I can actually hover over these two and say, okay, I have two agents to choose from that have physically done transactions in that neighborhood. So by hovering over this little green dot, it will turn red, and it will actually also turn this person red, or vice versa. You can hover over the person, and you can see where their transaction falls as well. So that I personally think that's very cool. So if you guys are looking for an agent in a specific location and you want to see exactly who it is, who sold that specific property, you can actually pull it up and essentially send over the referral to them. Exact same idea. You guys can click on there and it will pull up their entire profile. I just want to hover over it. So for this one, you can either pull up their entire Connect profile, or on here, you can just click on the little down arrow, and it will only pull it up on here. Essentially, just a synopsis of it. You'll have the team name that she's affiliated with. You have phone number, email, closed unit, sales volume. All of that will show up. You then have your Send Referral button, and you have your Add to Network button. So it's the exact same thing as the Connect platform. It's just essentially, again, another platform that you guys have access to, but it does the exact same thing. Broadcast referral, same idea. Say you wanted to send the referral out to all of the agents that were populating. I can click on broadcast. I can show my identity. Buyer, seller, tenant, landlord, exact same idea. Client information is kept confidential until the person accepts the referral, just like I said earlier. Again, you guys can select from database or create a new contact. A lot of this is repetitive, but just so you guys can see exactly where this information is accessible to you, both in Connect and Command. So now I can X out of that. And then if you guys are looking for just the agents that are maybe in your network already, you can click on My Network. It's going to bring us right back. It's pretty much the exact same thing as a dashboard, except your referral boxes are not populating at the top. But this will show up all of the agents that have already been essentially invited and accepted your invite into your referral network. So that is the overview for referrals. If you guys have any questions, concerns, or anything along those lines, definitely don't hesitate to reach out to us. We can be contacted by phone or by email. Email is currently support@scottleroymarketing.com. And if you shoot us over an email, we can essentially just check any of the platforms that maybe you set up today if you guys have questions, or if you guys are looking for more information on something that maybe we touched upon today, let us know and we can take a look at it for you. But thank you guys for joining for class. I'm going to stop the recording.